Out in the black, beyond the rim of civilized star systems, a silent hulk emerged from hyperspace like a ghost waking from a long, bitter sleep. No announcement, no signal, no diplomatic beacon, just steel, engines, and heat, rolling slow and steady towards the edge of the Noron territory. The sensor officer on the command bridge of the Velari Prime Asterisk, a ship belonging to the coalition of enlightened species, blinked twice at her panel. "Commander, you might want to see this." Commander Trell turned from his interface and stepped over. He was a veteran of the Aldrich conflict, cool-headed, always rational. He didn't blink easily. He blinked now. Zoom. He said. The image sharpened. The incoming object wasn't just some shipwreck or smuggler's ghost. It was military, ugly, human. A long, jagged fortress painted black with exposed gun decks and layered armor plating that looked welded in a garage, but could probably take a meteor to the face without flinching. The markings on the hull weren't elegant. They were carved, scarred in deep red paint. *EHS Warsaw Terran Dominion *. Below that, a message written in crude, archaic Terran script. *We don't talk, we win *. Trell stepped back. Full alert. Activate shields. Signal the council. Red alert across the sector. They scrambled. Too late, because Warsaw didn't slow down. Back in the belly of the Terran warship, Commander Railen Hurst stood on the forward deck like a wolf at the edge of the forest. He didn't need to give orders anymore. The crew knew what to do. These weren't politicians in uniform. They were killers bred from Earth's last real war. 5 minutes to contact, said Varro, his weapons tech. He had one eye, no hair, and a hatred for aliens that burned deeper than any doctrine. Railen nodded once. "Don't wait for them to shoot first," he said. "We didn't come all this way to ask questions." It wasn't personal. Not anymore, it was survival. Humanity had been ignored when they begged to join the galactic network. Laughed at, called primitives, so Earth went quiet for 50 years. They'd built in silence. They'd trained in silence. Now they were back, and the first message was about to be written in blood and fire. The Velari Prime hailed them repeatedly. They even tried speaking Terran Standard, which hadn't been used in almost a century. "This is Commander Trell of the Coalition Cruiser Prime *. Identify your purpose, or we will be forced to." A single blast cut through space. Warsaw S spinal cannon, a monstrosity of kinetic engineering, roared once and tore the shielded bridge off the Velari Prime like it was made of paper. Railen didn't blink. He didn't gloat. He didn't say a word. The warship glided forward, weapons spinning to life. No transmissions, no mercy. The Coalition's fleet scrambled, but the truth hit them like ice water. This wasn't a rogue ship. It was a statement. Railen stood silent while his crew watched the tactical hologram light up with incoming threats. 6 Coalition ships, 1 human vessel. Didn't matter. This is what they wanted. Railen muttered, almost to himself. "They looked down on us long enough. Now we give them something to fear." And in that cold, brutal silence, Earth's vengeance began, not with negotiations, but with war. The sky above the Noron system lit up like hell cracked open. The Velari Prime was gone. Just pieces now, tumbling through the void. Its final transmission cut mid-sentence, still stuttering across nearby comms as broken noise, static, and the faint sound of a scream. The other Coalition vessels, shocked by the first blast, hesitated. That was all Warsaw needed. Targets marked. 4 cruisers, 2 light corvettes approaching at intercept speed. Varro reported, fingers dancing across his weapon console. "They still think we're bluffing. They don't know us," Railen said, stepping toward the command display in the center of the deck. His voice was low, cold, emotionless. Remind them, he didn't shout. Railen Hurst never did. Men like him didn't need to. When he gave the order, everyone obeyed. Not because of rank, but because of what he'd done, what he was capable of. There were stories about what happened on Titan Station, what he did to the raider colonies in the far belt. Some said he executed surrendering pirates with a rail spike to the throat. Others whispered that he burned a traitor alive in a sealed cargo bay, just to set an example. Nobody ever asked Railen if those stories were true. They were. Fire sequence full spread, Varro said, launching kinetic lances and rail darts. The crew jolted with the sudden vibration of the warship's main guns firing. Not energy beams, not lasers or precision EMS projectiles. Real metal, real speed, real damage. It was an old Terran doctrine, asterisk if you want something dead, hit it so hard it forgets it ever existed. Asterisk 2 coalition ships were cleaved in half by the first volley. One corvette tried to turn, its plasma wings flaring, but it was too slow. A swarm of autocannon shells chewed through its rear, rupturing its engine core in a bloom of blue flame. They're not returning fire. Someone muttered. They're retreating, Railen said flatly. Cowards, but it wasn't cowardice, it was confusion, fear. These weren't pirates or fringe scavengers. These were proud, high-ranking military vessels from the coalition of enlightened species. They'd never lost a battle, never even expected one. They thought humans were still struggling to put a stable colony on Mars. And now here was a Terran Dominion dreadnought dismantling their squadron like a pack of rabid wolves tearing into lambs. Railen turned toward the comm station, open channel, wide, banned all frequencies. Yes, Commander. He didn't wait for protocol. He didn't ask permission. This is Commander Railen Hurst of the Earth Dominion Warship *Warsaw*. His voice echoed across every civilian and military comms channel in the Noron system. We are not diplomats. We are not guests. We are not here to parley. A pause, silence, a beat just long enough to let the words sink in. We are the reckoning you ignored. We are the voice of Earth, and we speak through fire. You can run, you can hide, or you can fight, but know this. He leaned closer to the transmitter. His voice dropped into a low growl. We are done kneeling. He cut the feed. Across the galaxy, thousands of systems picked up the message. In the ivory spires of the Vessian Royal Council, dignitaries fell silent. In the crystalline towers of the Teller Senate, meetings were halted. In the far ice reaches of the Jur Republic, generals stood from their chairs and looked to the stars in quiet dread. Humanity wasn't asking to join the galactic fold anymore. They weren't knocking on the door. They'd kicked it down with a boot wrapped in gunpowder. Back aboard the Warsaw*, the battle was over for now. The 6 coalition ships lay broken in the void. One of the larger wrecks still vented atmosphere and escape pods, tiny metal coffins drifting aimlessly. Railen didn't order their destruction, not because of mercy, but because they weren't worth the ammo. Set course to Noron Prime, he said. They'll be mustering a fleet to defend the planet. Already receiving signals, Varro said. They're preparing orbital defense grids, automated drone arrays, ground-based ion cannons. Good, Railen replied, let them try. They moved fast. In less than an hour, Warsaw*, entered Noron Prime's defensive perimeter. The planet was a jewel, blue and silver, wrapped in protective rings and orbital stations, symbols of wealth and technological superiority. Railen didn't care. He'd seen Earth after the Great Silence. He'd watched his brothers die in the scrapyards of Europa. He'd stood on the broken bones of cities that begged for help from the Coalition and were ignored. He remembered the transmission Earth sent 70 years ago, the one where humanity asked for assistance, sanctuary, maybe even inclusion. It was rejected, not out of hatred, but something worse. Pity. The Coalition saw humans as children, apes barely off their planet, not worth a response. So Earth stopped asking. And they started building. In bunkers, in secrecy, underground labs beneath the radioactive deserts of Australia, space factories in the gravity wells of dead moons. Everything was hidden. Every breakthrough kept off the grid. No signals, no signs, just slow, brutal progress born out of betrayal and rage. Now they were finished hiding. The alarms on *Warsaw* blared as orbital weapons locked on. Railen stood firm. Incoming ordnance, Varro shouted. Multiple plasma bolts, one mass accelerator, impact in, hold shields, Railen interrupted, but I said *hold*. Seconds passed, the plasma slammed into the hull. Boiling blue fire spread across the armor, but didn't penetrate. The mass accelerator hit next, rattling the interior like a giant's hammer blow. The lights flickered. Some sparks rained from the ceiling. Still, the ship held. Then Railen spoke. Now return the favor. The ground on Noron Prime trembled. From orbit, *Warsaw* unleashed its fury. No precision, no strategy, just overwhelming, relentless fire. The first strike vaporized a military outpost. The second cratered a city block near the planetary senate. The third ignited the upper layers of the atmosphere with a chain reaction of detonated satellite grids. Within 15 minutes, the skies of Noron Prime turned red. Down below, panic spread like wildfire. Civilians screamed in the streets. Governors and officials scrambled to reach underground shelters. Entire defense regiments stood frozen, staring at the sky as the clouds burned and fire fell like judgment. The coalition had never been invaded, not once in their 1,000-year reign, and now one single Terran ship was burning their capital planet alive, and it wasn't even using half its arsenal. Back on *Warsaw*, Varro leaned in toward Railen. They'll be forced to respond now, maybe even send the Council Guard. I'm counting on it. Railen said, this isn't just about Noron. We're dragging the whole damn galaxy into this. His hands clenched behind his back. The metal plating on his knuckles creaked from old war scars and cybernetic grafts. They called us savages, he muttered. They thought our wars made us weak. But war was the only thing that ever united Earth. We bleed, we scream, we suffer. He turned to the crew. But we never kneel. The bridge fell silent. Then slowly, like a rising wave, the crew began to nod. Grim, quiet, ready. They knew the stakes. There was no going back. Earth wasn't trying to join the galaxy anymore. It was going to conquer it. Far away in the heart of the Coalition homeworld, the High Council finally convened. Dozens of species, hundreds of voices. Panic, rage, fear. They destroyed Noron's fleet. That warship is an abomination. Why wasn't Earth monitored? Who gave them this technology? The head of the council, an ancient being known only as the Arbiter, raised his hand. We underestimated them. He said slowly, and now they've declared war. He paused. Prepare a retaliation fleet. Send word to all sectors. Earth must be neutralized. But Earth wasn't waiting. The Warsaw turned its engines toward the stars. Not to flee, but to charge forward. Because Railen knew something the Council didn't. This wasn't the only warship. It was just the first. Railen stood in his private quarters, staring at the old photo bolted to the inner wall. 3 kids, a broken-down truck, and a sky black with the smoke of burning cities. Earth, 40 years ago. He was 16 when the riots began. Food shortages, corporate betrayals, energy collapses. The world governments didn't fall. They sold out, and the coalition. They watched Railen remembered the message. He was there when it came in, high above Earth on an aging orbital relay. Earth's admittance to the coalition of enlightened species is denied. Not even a reason. Just a denial, a full century of attempts, and silence. As Earth clawed and bled to survive, the galaxy chose to look away, like humans were roaches crawling through their own filth. That photo on the wallet wasn't a memory. It was proof of what they'd done, proof of why Railen refused to negotiate. That rusted truck belonged to his father, the little boy in the corner, his younger brother, Aaron, dead now, shot by corporate enforcers during a water riot in New Sao Paulo. They said he resisted. He was 8. Railen remembered what the enforcers looked like. Their armor bore coalition emblems, quiet assistance to local tyrants, stability operations. They called it another excuse to let Earth rot from the inside out. He didn't cry anymore. He stopped. After Aaron, after his father hanged himself when the wells ran dry. Commander, the door slid open. Varro stood at attention. Railen didn't turn. What is it? Encrypted signal came through. It's from Earth. Railen finally turned, his jaw clenched, his eyes narrowed. Patch it through, direct to bridge. The main display blinked to life, revealing the rough, flickering image of a woman, older, grizzled, wearing the steel, gray coat of the Terran High Command. Behind her, the battered flag of Earth hung on the wall, stained by soot and bullet holes. Commander Hurst, she said, her voice like gravel. Report. Railen straightened, hands behind his back. Noron Prime's orbital defenses are gone. The fleet stationed there was neutralized. Civilian casualties are extensive. Good. That was all she said. Then she leaned closer. We're activating Protocol Typhon. Varro froze. The other crew members stared. Raylen's face didn't change, not even a twitch. Are we sure? Yes. The woman's voice cracked. They're assembling a retaliation fleet. We intercepted their council transmissions. They'll strike Earth within a week. And Typhon is the only way to stop them. Railen said, finishing the thought aloud. The woman nodded once. Her eyes gleamed with something close to guilt. You knew this day would come. You were bred for it. And she was right. He was *bred*, not born. One of the original batch of Dominion commanders. Cloned, enhanced, trained without families, without softness. Forged in fire and buried under lies until they learned how to fight like monsters. Raylen's eyes darkened. I'll initiate Phase 1. Make it clean, the woman said, and loud. The screen cut to black. Typhon, Varro whispered, like the word itself was radioactive. We're going to light the fuse, Railen replied. He tapped a sequence into the terminal, unlocking a command archive buried beneath layers of failsafes. The bridge darkened, alarms dimmed, the red war. Pulse lighting faded to cold blue. Bring up the sector map, Railen said. A holographic display lit up the bridge, a swath of Coalition space, with Earth tucked into the dark outer rim. But suddenly, a string of red triangles blinked to life across the outer colonies. Silent beacons, long dormant. These are our sleeper fleets, Railen said quietly, constructed in asteroid belts, powered down, hidden under mining shells and calm blackouts. Varro's throat bobbed. How many? Railen glanced at him. 37. Varro staggered. 37 warships *. Railen nodded, all Terran, made, all under Dominion control and all waiting for one order. He entered a final code, now they have it. All across the galaxy, in the darkest parts of space, old machines woke up. In the shadow of the Garn Belt, a fake refinery split open, revealing the heavy body of a Terran destroyer. Its core roared to life. Its weapons blinked red. On the edge of the Liskar system, a derelict prison transport drifted lifeless, until it began to move again, unfolding armored panels and extending its kinetic barrels. Everywhere, across sectors the Coalition thought were safe, dormant warships emerged from hiding. But the Warsaw wasn't just the first. It was the signal. The Warsaw set course for its next target, Kiro's Station, a communications nexus linking 5 major Coalition sectors. Cut it, Railen had said. Take away their eyes and ears. Kiro's wasn't a military outpost. It wasn't armed. It was vital. Railen didn't hesitate. Approaching now. Varro said, Station is powering down in surrender. Fire anyway. Varro nodded without flinching. The blast from Warsaw*'s spinal cannon tore the station in two. Bodies scattered. Chunks of debris rained into orbit like bones from a shattered god. The last thing Coalition Command saw before the feed died was a red emblem stamped onto the hull of a Terran destroyer. Earth remembers. Back on the bridge, Railen sat in his command chair for the first time in hours. He didn't relax, he didn't blink. Status of Typhon Phase 2. Fleet movement initiated, targets identified, secondary objectives, shipyards, food depots, warp relay hubs, civilian populations, collateral. Railen exhaled. This was the part that made lesser men hesitate. that made philosophers weep and historians rage. But Railen wasn't here to be remembered as a hero. He was here to win asterisk. In the Coalition's inner sanctum, panic broke. Planets began closing ports. Trade lines fractured. Ships were recalled. War protocols were activated. The phrase echoed across systems. Earth is attacking. But no one knew where they were coming from. No one knew how and the worst part, they still underestimated them. They thought Warsaw was a rogue element. They didn't know about the Dominion Protocol. Railen stood again, pacing the bridge. He didn't enjoy the destruction. That's what they never understood. He hated it, but he accepted it because Earth had begged, pleaded, starved, bled, screamed into the void, and when the void answered, it did so with silence. So now Earth wasn't speaking. Earth was screaming back, with guns and steel and warheads, and Commander Railen Hurst was the voice of that scream. As Warsaw drifted through the wreckage of Kiro's station, a small blinking pod floated in the debris. Varro picked it up on the sensors. "Commander, this is strange. We're detecting a signal. Human. Made." Railen frowned. "Play it." A crackling voice came through, weak old. If you're hearing this, then we failed, or maybe you're what we became. Doesn't matter. The voice belonged to an ancient Terran general, a message left behind in deep space long before the Dominion existed. Earth is broken. We tried peace, tried reaching out. They ignored us. So if you're listening, if you're the one holding the blade now, make sure they never forget why. Silence. Railen stared at the comm speaker. Then he whispered to himself, almost like a prayer. They won't. The stench of burned metal still lingered in Warsaw S hallways, even though the last firefight had ended over 12 hours ago. The crew had hosed down the bulkheads, replaced the panels, cleaned up the scattered limbs. But that stench, it stayed. Death leaves a mark, not just on flesh, but on steel. Railen sat alone in the war room, his chair creaking as he leaned back. The dim blue lighting made the shadows under his eyes look worse than they were. He hadn't slept. He rarely did. Not since Titan. Not since the screams. A dossier lay open on the table before him. It was the next target, Gorath's station, a medical hub, one of the Coalition's main genetic therapy research centers. Not a military asset, not a threat, but it was funded by the same government that left Earth choking on ash. Varro stood at the entrance. The crew is talking. About what? Railen didn't look up. Morality, orders, whether we're still doing this for Earth, or for revenge. Raylan's jaw clenched. He rose slowly, walked over to the tactical display, and tapped a few keys. Footage flickered to life. A mass grave in New Europe. Corpses thin and curled. Bones sticking out of torn suits. Dozens of dead. Dozens more still dying. A timestamp. 39 years ago. They weren't soldiers. Railen said coldly. They were refugees. They begged the Coalition for aid. Food, shelter, clean water. And you know what the answer was. He turned toward Varro. They deleted the transmission. Never even read it. Varro didn't flinch. He didn't argue. He just nodded. But there was hesitation now. A crack. Railen noticed. You doubting me, Varro? Varro's one eye narrowed. I follow you, Commander. Always have. Just wondering how long the others will. Below deck, the ship's morale was splitting like rotted wood under pressure. Deck Chief Renick sat with 3 other officers in a sealed maintenance corridor. They spoke in low whispers, words not meant to reach the bridge. We didn't sign up to kill medics, one said. We're not killing medics. Renick growled. We're cutting the arteries. You starve the beast, it dies. You mean the civilians, another spat. The family's . Renick leaned in close. Earth begged . We begged . They ignored us. Don't forget that while you clutch your conscience, this ship flies on the memory of the ones we buried back home. The others didn't reply. Silence filled the space, but seeds had been planted. Doubt grows fast in dark places. Warsaw reached Gorath's station in less than 10 hours. Railen stood on the bridge, arms crossed behind his back. His voice was steel. Disable comms, fire on primary power conduits, cut off life support. Wait, said Lieutenant Nash, one of the youngest on the bridge. Sir, there's thousands on that station. Civilians, scientists, kids even. Raylan's head turned slowly. What did I just say, Lieutenant? Nash held his ground. Barely. I'm saying this ain't a battlefield. This is a slaughter. Raylan stared, then stepped forward. You think they didn't no asterisk? Every coalition citizen lives off the system that watched Earth die. They drink water from stolen resources. They eat while our cities turn to ash. So, no, I don't care what they claim they didn't know. Ignorance isn't innocence, not anymore. He turned back to the screen. Fire. No one moved. Raylen raised his voice just once. Fire. Varro flinched and hit the trigger. Warsaw S frontal cannons lit up. Gorath's station was torn open. Hours later, Nash stood in the corridor, knuckles white against the steel wall, eyes red. He didn't move when Raylen walked past. Say what you need to say. Raylen muttered, You were right. Nash said quietly, They didn't help us. They deserved payback. I get that. He turned, but we're turning into the monsters they thought we were. Raylen paused, then stepped closer, low and sharp. You think I enjoy this. You think this is glory. I wake up every hour hearing voices of people I never met. Screaming, burning, begging. So don't preach to me about monsters. I became one so Earth wouldn't have to. Nash didn't respond, but he didn't salute either. Later, in the tactical bay, Raylen met with Varro privately. Do you think they'll mutiny? Raylen asked. Varro hesitated. No, he said, but they're close. Good, Raylen replied. Let them feel something, but not too much. He pulled up a file, sealed black, labeled known only to top Dominion brass, Project Sunder. Varro stared. This is real. Raylen nodded. Deep intel extraction. We implant false distress beacons in coalition trade lanes. When their patrols respond, we capture and dissect. Dissect technologies, memories, brain mapping. We find out everything they know, everything they've done, and everyone who let Earth suffer. Varro stepped back. You're going to use this. We already have, Raylen said. That's how we knew where to hit first. Varro's silence said everything. He didn't approve, but he didn't stop him either. In the coming days, Warsaw unleashed hell across 3 more sectors. They destroyed a fuel depot, leaving 3 planets crippled. They collapsed a warp relay, stranding thousands of coalition ships. They hijacked a cargo liner filled with medical equipment and jettisoned it into a black hole, broadcasting the act to every coalition channel. The galaxy was in chaos, and Earth was behind it all. Back in coalition territory, the High Council scrambled. Panic turned to fear. Fear turned to desperation. They're not after resources, one diplomat said. They're after retribution. Another slammed his fist. They want us to suffer. No, whispered the Arbiter. They want us to understand what we did. Raylen stood in his quarters, staring at his brother's photo again. He remembered the sound Aaron made when he died, gurgling on his own blood, curled behind a shattered water tank, his eyes begging for help that never came. Raylen buried him with his own hands, dug the hole through cracked concrete with broken rebar, sang an old Earth hymn his mother used to hum. They called it a tragedy. He called it a crime, and now the bill was due, but cracks were spreading fast. Lieutenant Nash filed an anonymous report, classified as moral breach of protocol. It reached 2 other officers, then 5, then 10. They met in hidden corners of the ship. They whispered words like conscience like overreach like too far They weren't trying to sabotage the mission. They just wanted it to end before it consumed them. But it was too late. Warsaw was already on course for the Council itself. There was a saying Raylen's old instructor used to beat into their skulls back in the Dominion academies. Steel holds the blade. Flesh breaks under pressure. You choose which one you are. Railen had believed it, until now. Because for the first time in his command, he felt it. The shift not in the stars, not in the enemy, but inside his own ship. The silence had changed. It wasn't respect anymore. It was restraint . Controlled disobedience, like a room full of men holding their breath, waiting for someone to be the first to flinch. Even Varro felt it. He hadn't said it aloud yet, but his eyes were sharp, watching, listening. To the whispers, the cracks. The crew was fraying, not all of them, but enough to matter. 3 days after the destruction of Gorath's station, Railen summoned his senior officers to the strategy room. He stood at the far end of the long table, arms crossed, face unreadable. Behind him, the galactic map displayed their next path, a direct course to the Central Coalition's seat of power, the Urex core. Council defenses are thin, he said calmly. We strike hard, hit fast, and take their high seat offline. We won't hold it, we don't need to. We just need them to bleed in front of the whole damn galaxy. Silence, a long one, then Nash spoke. His voice was low but steady. Sir, I can't follow that order. Raylan's jaw clenched. He turned slowly. Explain. I signed up to defend Earth, Nash said, to protect our people. Not to wipe out civilians, medical stations, and slaughter without a line between enemy and innocent. He wasn't shouting. That's what made it worse. He wasn't scared. He was clear . Raylan's tone dropped like a blade. You want to draw lines in war, Lieutenant. You think this galaxy respects lines. No, sir, but we're not them are we? The air in the room turned toxic. Railen stepped around the table slowly, boots echoing against the deck. You think I enjoy what we're doing. I watched my brother choke on his own blood because of their lines, their red tape, their council votes and peace tribunals while Earth begged for air and clean water. He stopped a foot from Nash, their eyes locked. So you want to call it wrong. Fine, you wear that guilt. But don't you dare compare our fire to their silence. Nash didn't flinch, but he didn't back down either. I'm not asking to stop the fight. I'm asking not to become the very thing we rose up against. Raylan's eye twitched, that moment right there. That hesitation, it wasn't fear. It was pain . Deep, old, buried under decades of command. But pain doesn't win wars, steel does. You're relieved, Lieutenant. Nash looked around at the others. Varro looked away. Rennick stared at the table. No one spoke. Railen turned to the security officers posted at the door. Confine him to the brig. They hesitated, just for a second, then obeyed. Later that night, Railen stood alone in the observation deck, watching the stars crawl by. He used to find peace in space. It used to make sense. Cold, dead, predictable, but now even the void felt tainted. Varro joined him, quiet as a shadow. You did what you had to. Varro said, no. Railen replied, I did what command demands. That's not the same thing. They stood in silence a moment longer. Then Varro asked the question neither of them wanted to say out loud. What if Nash was right? Railen didn't answer, because deep down in the back of his skull, in the part of his mind still tied to Aaron's memory, he knew Nash was right. But that didn't matter anymore, because the plan had already moved past morality. Earth had activated Protocol Marduk . It was a word whispered in underground bunkers for decades. The fallback, the failsafe, the unspoken threat beneath every Dominion command. Marduk wasn't a ship, it wasn't a weapon, it was a man, or what used to be one. A day later, the Warsaw received an incoming transmission from Earth, encrypted, black, sealed. Railen opened it in his quarters. The face on the screen was pale, bald, and scarred beyond recognition. Its eyes were cold black. No emotion, no humanity. It wore no rank, no name. Just one symbol carved into its chest. Dominion Authority, Section Black. Commander Hurst. The figure rasped. You are hereby authorized for psychological compliance enforcement under Directive Marduk. Target, crew morale decay. Railen didn't move. I didn't request this. You didn't need to. You've been flagged. Raylen's fist curled on the edge of the console. I can control my ship. Then prove it. If morale falls below 72% again, we take control. And we don't ask twice. The screen went black. Railen stared for a long time, then whispered under his breath, God forgive me. 3 hours later, the first audit began. It wasn't loud. It wasn't violent. It was surgical . Section black officers, hidden operatives installed quietly over the last year, began isolating dissenters, officers who had logged complaints, enlisted who muttered in the mess, engineers who paused before following an order. Nash was pulled from the brig. He was never seen again. Officially, reassigned to Mars sector. Unofficially, Railen didn't ask. He didn't want to know. That was the price of command. But the fear worked. Within a day, discipline returned. The silence changed again. This time, back to respect, or something that resembled it. But it wasn't loyalty. It was fear . And fear can only hold so long. The next mission was already in queue. A refueling moon known as Telvac 9, heavily used by the Coalition's fleet. It wasn't a city. It wasn't even populated. It was a mining rock with drones, and drones only. But it mattered . Railen stood before the crew. This strike is surgical. We cut them off. This isn't vengeance. This is strategy . Nobody argued. Nobody cheered. They just nodded . That scared him more than anything else. The Warsaw dropped out of warp near Telvac 9, its massive hull black against the glare of the twin suns. Railen gave the order, missiles launched, systems fried. The entire mining network collapsed in under 6 minutes. Not a single living soul was lost. Still, it felt hollow . He walked the decks later that night, hoping to hear something. Laughter, argument, even pain. But what he heard instead was nothing . Not even Varro spoke to him anymore, unless it was mission critical. He had the most powerful warship in Earth's history under his feet, and he had never felt more alone. Back in his quarters, he opened the old photo again. Aaron, his father, the smoke. He whispered the names one by one. A prayer, a penance, because even monsters mourn and even monsters doubt. He looked into the glass at his reflection and asked the question he couldn't bury anymore. Is this still for Earth? Or just for me? The dream came back again. Aaron's voice. Barely a whisper, choking, calling his name through the static. Railen stood in the ruins of New Sao Paulo again, the fires behind him, his brother curled beneath the broken water tank. But this time Aaron looked up, and he spoke . It was never about vengeance, Railen. You just wanted to matter. Railen jolted awake. He sat upright, covered in sweat, chest heaving, jaw clenched so tight he tasted blood. The warship's ambient hum buzzed in the background like a ticking time bomb. The dream was always the same, only now it was starting to feel real . 3 hours later, the Warsaw received a signal they weren't expecting. Encrypted, Dominion seal, highest classification, but it wasn't from Earth. Varro stared at the terminal. He looked shaken, pale. You should see this, he said. Railen stepped over. The message was short. Just coordinates? A location ping buried in deep space near the abandoned Sirius station. One of Earth's earliest outposts, long thought destroyed, but attached to it. A voice file. Railen played it. The voice that came through the speakers stopped his breath. Railen, if you're alive, then I was right. Come to Sirius. We need to talk. I've seen what Earth's become, and it's not what we fought for. It was impossible. It couldn't be, but it was. Commander Daxon Vale. Earth's first Dominion prototype, Raylen's mentor officially killed in action 12 years ago during the Blood Rebellion. Railen stared at the speakers, frozen. Daxon was the man who built the Dominion command doctrine, raised Railen, broke him down, rebuilt him into what he was. He taught him to kill, taught him discipline, taught him the code. And then he disappeared, killed during a betrayal by one of the early rebel colonies. or so Earth had claimed. But if he was alive, then something about this war wasn't right. Railen stood before his officers that evening, the bridge quiet, the stars crawling by behind the viewport like dying embers. "We're changing course," he said flatly. "New coordinates, Sirius Station." Rennick stepped forward. "Sir, it's a graveyard. There's nothing there but ghost comms and scrap metal." Railen turned his eyes toward him. "Maybe, but we're going anyway." Varro said nothing, but his silence was heavy. He didn't argue, but he didn't agree either. Something had shifted. The men were starting to see it. Railen wasn't just marching into war. He was looking for something else. The Warsaw reached Sirius within 20 hours. It was worse than they expected. The station floated like a corpse, torn open, burned out. Its lower decks hung like shredded skin. The central spire was still intact, but flickering, barely alive. Railen boarded it alone. He didn't trust anyone else for this. Not even Varro. He walked the corridors in silence. His boots echoed. His weapon stayed drawn, until he reached the command deck and found the man he once called Father Asterisk. Daxon Vale stood tall, older, thinner, his face lined with age and scars, one arm replaced by crude cybernetics. But his eyes, those same eyes of steel and fire, Railen, he said with a sad smile, didn't think they'd send you. Railen didn't speak, he just stared. "You're supposed to be dead," he finally muttered. "I am officially." Daxon walked forward slowly, but Earth doesn't kill its best. They just bury them. Railen raised his weapon. "What the hell is this?" Daxon stopped, didn't flinch, just looked at him. "You know what they're doing. You feel it. You've seen the orders. You felt the hesitation in your crew. The fear, the silence. That's not loyalty anymore. It's programming . It's psychological warfare. You're not a commander, Railen. You're a tool . Raylen's finger twitched. "Lies? No, just truth they never let you see." Daxon stepped toward the central terminal, brought up files, classified Dominion logs, sealed communications between Section Black operatives, schedules, dossiers, psychological reports on Railen himself . "They've been monitoring you since you were 17, testing your reaction patterns, measuring loyalty. You were never leading the war, Railen. You were part of the experiment . Railen scanned the files. His own name, his brother's name, even Aaron's death report. Staged. Staged. Raylen's blood went cold. "You're lying." Daxon's voice broke. "They killed your brother because he saw too much. He snuck into a comm tower, overheard transmissions. So they put him on a watch list, used the riot as cover, and made it look like an accident." Railen couldn't breathe. His legs gave out. He dropped into the nearby chair. No. Daxon stepped close. "They needed you, angry . They needed a monster. So they built one." Raylen's fists curled, trembling. "They told me we were saving Earth." "We're not. We're branding it, turning it into something worse than the Coalition. You think you're liberating us. You're paving the way for a global military dictatorship. One flag, one voice, one hand on the throat." Railen stared at the screen, his orders, his mission logs, his brother. "All of it, lies. Back on the Warsaw . Varro paced the bridge. No contact for hours. Rennick leaned in. "You trust him?" Varro didn't answer, but deep down no . He didn't, not anymore. Railen stood in the ruins of Sirius Station, staring at the shattered legacy of the man he once worshipped. Daxon stood beside him. Both men broken, both too far gone to go back. "What do I do now?" Railen asked. Daxon looked out the viewport. "You decide what kind of monster you want to be." When Railen returned to the Warsaw , his face was pale, his steps slow. He went straight to the bridge. Everyone stood still. "New directive," he said. "We're going dark. No contact, no signals. From now on, we fight for the truth. Not Earth, not the Coalition." The crew stared in disbelief. Varro stepped forward. "Railen, Dominion Command lied . Railen said, "They used us. They engineered our pain, our past. Everything Renick shook his head. You expect us to betray Earth? Railen looked at them all. I expect you to wake up . A long silence. Then Varro nodded, and one by one, the others followed. There was a weight in the air now, heavier than before. Not just pressure. Paranoia. Railen had felt it growing for days, but now it pressed against the walls of the Warsaw like a hand around its throat. No orders were questioned anymore, not because of discipline, but because of silence . The kind of silence that came before a detonation. Every man on board knew what had changed. Their mission was gone, their god was dead, and the ship's blood, Red Warpath, had lost its holy banner. Now they were just ghosts with a warship. Railen stood at the bridge's main viewport. Sirius Station was already a fading speck behind them. Daxon had stayed behind, said he'd delay Earth's tracking systems. Give Warsaw time to disappear. Maybe that was true. Maybe he just didn't want to face the consequences with them. Railen didn't blame him. He didn't know what he would have done in Daxon's place. Actually, he did . He would have done the same thing he always did. Stand, shoot, and make the hard call, even if it burned everything left in him. Sir, Varro said, walking onto the bridge, you need to see this. Railen turned. Varro handed him a datapad. It was a live feed transmission, cracked, encrypted, piggybacking through 6 abandoned relays. The Dominion knew. The feed came from Earth itself. Section Black Headquarters. A dark room. Monitors. A man in a high-collared uniform with gray eyes and a scar down the middle of his chin. Commander Hurst. The voice said coldly. You've broken the chain. Railen didn't speak. The voice continued. You've gone off protocol. You've accessed classified files. You've betrayed operational integrity. Railen held the pad tighter. We expected this. The voice said. You were always the unstable one. A pause. Protocol Leviathan has been activated. Raylen's blood turned to ice. Varro's head snapped up. They wouldn't. They would. Railen said, his voice flat. Varro took a step back. Sir, they're sending the Reclaimers . The Reclaimers weren't soldiers. They weren't enforcers. They were cleansers . If a warship defected or became unstable, Reclaimers were deployed. Not to negotiate, not to question. To erase . Every log, every crew member, every piece of steel that ever carried a Dominion seal gone . They'll breach within 48 hours, Varro said. Railen didn't reply. He stared out at the black again, then turned to his crew. All hands to war protocol, weapons full charge, shields reconfigured to directional rotation. We dig in, and we don't run. Renick frowned. Sir, even we can't take on a reclaimer vessel. They're built to kill ships like ours from the inside . Railen nodded once. I know. Deep below the bridge, hidden among fuel conduits and forgotten passageways, a group of crew members huddled around a flickering light. They're coming for us now. One muttered. Earth's going to wipe us out like we never existed. Good. Another spat. We shouldn't exist. Shut up. No, I'm serious. We've burned cities, bombed civilians, and now we're off the leash like rabid dogs. And you think we're the victims . Someone pulled a knife. You call me a dog again, I'll gut you. Renick arrived just in time to stop the blade. Enough, he barked. We're not tearing each other apart before they even get here. But he saw the truth in their faces. Some were ready to fight. Some were ready to die. And some just wanted out . Back on the bridge, Railen pulled Varro aside. I want a full crew diagnostic. Loyalty scores, stress levels, compliance shifts, all of it. Varro hesitated. You planning a purge? No. Railen looked away. But I need to know who will hold and who will break when the lights go out. Varro ran his scan. 12 crew members were flagged. Low cohesion, signs of anxiety collapse, high defection risk. One of them was Renick. Railen stared at the name. He's been with me since the far belt, he whispered. Loyalty fades when death gets close. Varro said, And this time, we're not chasing death. It's chasing asterisk us asterisk. At 0:60:00 hours, the asterisk Warsaw asterisk as early warning system shrieked. A Dominion warp signature, enormous, precise, the Reclaimer. Class destroyer asterisk Ravna asterisk had arrived, black hull, no lights, no insignia, just a blunt spear tip pointed at the asterisk Warsaw asterisk S heart. No communications. No warning, just a single data burst. Asterisk, you have 30 minutes to surrender, or be erased. Asterisk Railen crushed the datapad in his hand. We fight. The crew manned stations. Power surged. Old engines screamed with pressure. The asterisk Warsaw asterisk braced itself like a wounded animal in a corner. Railen stood before them all. We've all seen death. We've caused it. We've survived it. But this is the final test. He paused. Earth trained us to obey, to kneel when the voice came from above, but we're done kneeling. The crew raised their heads. This ship is our voice now, and it will asterisk, not asterisk, go silent. The asterisk Ravna asterisk moved first. It launched nanoscramblers, microscopic machines that bypassed external shields and infected the asterisk Warsaw asterisk S systems. Railen expected it. Fire EMP shells, he barked. Static charged bursts detonated across the ship's exterior, shorting most of the incoming scramblers. Activate decoys, Varro added. The asterisk Warsaw asterisk unleashed false heat signatures and artificial life signs to scramble asterisk Ravna asterisk S target locks. It worked for about 10 seconds. Then the asterisk Ravna asterisk punched straight through with an ion beam. Half of asterisk Warsaw asterisk S dorsal weapons array melted on impact. Screams echoed from Deck 7. Railen's voice didn't waver. Hold lines, redirect power, begin boarding countermeasures. The Reclaimers were coming, and they were coming asterisk inside asterisk. They hit like ghosts. No entry pods, no alarms, just sudden asterisk chaos asterisk. Hull walls exploded inward, and figures in Black Dominion exhaust suits swarmed through like shadows with blades. No sound, no mercy. Renick's unit fought them on Deck 5. It lasted 6 minutes. Only 2 men survived. Railen entered the melee personally, shotgun in hand, breath slow, eyes focused. He moved like death. Methodical, cold, unstoppable. He crushed one Reclaimer's skull against a bulkhead, shot another in the neck. Pinned a third and tore off its helmet. Underneath wasn't a man. It was a asterisk drone asterisk. Flesh, wrapped, artificial. Dominion had lied asterisk again asterisk. Railen dropped the body and roared. They're not even asterisk people asterisk anymore. Varro held the bridge. A Reclaimer squad broke through the starboard airlock. He gunned down 2, then took a blade across his chest. Still he stood, bleeding, screaming, and asterisk laughing asterisk. Because if this was how it ended, then at least it ended asterisk fighting asterisk. Renick, wounded, stumbled into engineering with 2 grenades in hand. He found 3 Reclaimers disabling the warp core's failsafe. He threw both. There wasn't time to run. The blast killed them all. Railen made it back to the bridge, covered in blood, breathing like an engine. He looked at what was left, half the crew. Gone, Varro on the floor coughing up blood, and the asterisk Ravna asterisk, still looming, but asterisk broken asterisk. Railen had launched the last surprise. A direct transmission to every coalition news feed in every sector. Files, logs, asterisk-proof asterisk of Earth's lies, the Dominion's conditioning, the war crimes, and Railen's own confession. He exposed asterisk everything asterisk, and in doing so, he burned the only bridge he had left. The asterisk Ravna asterisk didn't fire again. It just drifted, silent, watching, waiting, until finally it asterisk vanished asterisk, slipped into warp. Asterisk gone. Asterisk Railen sat on the blood-soaked bridge of his dying ship. His crew either dead or maimed, his mission over, and for the first time in decades. No voice told him what to do. No command. No override. No purpose. Just a man alone, surrounded by the ghosts he made. The lights on the asterisk Warsaw asterisk flickered like a dying heart. Smoke poured through shattered bulkheads. Fires had long since gutted entire sections of the ship. The medbay was silent, either because there were no wounded left or no one to treat them. Railen sat at the center of the ruined bridge, surrounded by the dead. Varro was gone, bled out hours ago, smiling through cracked teeth, as if he was finally *free*. Renick's body had never been recovered from engineering, just a melted hole and a pile of carbon. Railen hadn't spoken since, not to the surviving officers, not to Earth, not to himself. The ship was dying. And maybe that was fitting, because Railen wasn't supposed to survive this war. He understood that now. He wasn't their hero. He was the bullet meant to be fired and forgotten. Outside the viewport, the stars drifted by, cold and unaffected. The Ravna was gone. Whether it had retreated, reconsidered, or recalculated, he didn't know. Maybe it had been waiting for Earth's final command to pull the trigger, or maybe it already had, and somehow it failed. Either way, it didn't matter. The moment Railen transmitted the files to the galaxy, the war had changed forever. The feed hadn't been clean, but it didn't need to be. The truth didn't have to be polished. It just had to bleed. Hundreds of worlds had seen it. Dominion kill protocols, engineered uprisings, controlled chaos orders on refugee camps, Raylen's entire psych profile, his trauma cultivated, sharpened, and weaponized. They saw Earth for what it had become, and they saw Railen for what he was. Not a savior, not a monster, just a man who obeyed, until obedience was no longer an option. The Warsaw drifted in silence. Only 27 crew members remained, most injured, most hollow. They didn't salute Railen anymore, didn't call him Commander *. They didn't hate him, they didn't love him either. They just existed like he did. And that was worse than any punishment. A transmission crackled through the wreckage one morning, barely strong enough to reach them. It wasn't Earth. It wasn't Coalition. It was someone else *. To the Terran warship Warsaw. This is the Independent Council of Solar. You are not safe, but you are heard. Railen stood from the ruined command chair. He moved to the comm station. His voice rasped from disuse. This is Commander Railen Hurst. I no longer represent the Dominion. A long pause, then the voice returned. We know. That's why we're talking. They offered him sanctuary, not safety, not absolution. Just a rock in neutral space. A place to shut the ship down, let the crew walk away, disappear. No questions asked. Railen said nothing for a long time, then finally, quietly, send coordinates. They burned the Terran insignias off the hull before they arrived. Not for diplomacy, shame. Railen watched the red paint blister and peel under plasma torches. He stared as the words we don't talk, we win, disintegrated under fire. They had talked. Too late. And nobody had one. 2 days later, the Warsaw entered orbit above Salara's edge. Moon cold, lifeless, hidden behind a debris ring and electromagnetic fog. Perfect for the forgotten. Railen walked the hangar as the last of the crew disembarked. Some limped, some didn't look at him at all. He didn't stop them, didn't ask for gratitude, didn't offer apologies. This was their escape. He had no such door waiting for him. He stayed aboard the Warsaw. The others begged him to leave. Varro's old seconding, command, a woman named Idra, even screamed at him. You think dying with this ship redeems what we did? You think rotting here balances the scale ? Railen didn't reply. He just kept walking. He knew the truth. There is no redemption. Only finality . The Council of Salara honored their word. They didn't interfere, didn't dismantle the ship. They let it drift in low orbit, like a grave marker. Once a week, a single maintenance drone brought supplies. It never stayed long. Railen didn't use most of them. He didn't need much anymore. He recorded a message. It took him days to write it. Not for Earth. Not for the Coalition. Just for anyone who would listen. Asterisk, my name is Railen Hurst. I was a weapon once. Built by Earth, polished by lies, aimed at a galaxy that never heard us scream. They didn't kill my brother, not directly. They just stood back and watched him die. And Earth used that silence to shape me into what they needed. Not a man, a symbol. Curse, we were told we were righteous. We were told we were justice. But when your justice leaves cities in ash and children in smoke, what are you really? I don't know if Earth will fall. I don't know if the Dominion will rise again. But I know I won't be part of it. This ship is my silence now. And maybe that's the only weapon I've never used. Asterisk, he ended the transmission, didn't broadcast it, just archived it, buried it in the ship's core for the future, for the broken, for the angry, or maybe just for himself. Days blurred, weeks. Sometimes he saw Aaron in dreams, in shadows, in the flicker of failing lights. Sometimes he spoke to the steel, to the ghosts in the vents, to the past he couldn't change. Then one morning, the supply drone didn't come. No signal, no warning, just asterisk, nothing asterisk. Railen stood by the window for a long time, and smiled, not because he wanted to die, but because he finally understood. The war was truly over, not out there, but asterisk inside asterisk him. He walked to the ship's power core, entered the shutdown sequence. The engines fell silent for the last time. The asterisk Warsaw asterisk went dark, a tomb, a monument, a warning. Railen Hurst sat alone on the bridge one last time. He pulled out the photo, Aaron, his father, the smoke. He placed it on the console, and let the silence settle in, not as punishment, not as surrender, but as the only truth left. Asterisk, the only way to end the noise is to stop talking. Asterisk, some say the asterisk Warsaw asterisk still drifts in the solar fog, untouched, unclaimed, forgotten. Some say if you listen close enough, the ship still echoes with one voice, asterisk, we don't talk, we win. Asterisk, but others remember the second voice, the one that came too late.